idea. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the July 24th, 2007 Board of Selectmen Sewer Commissioners meeting. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Madam Chairman, 4 selectmen are present. Selectman Donahue is not present. Interim Town Administrator John Foster, as well as future Town Administrator John McAuliffe, are present.
Okay, thank you
As
very
well
much.
as Elizabeth Corbo from Copeland and Page, Town Council.
Thank you very much. And we're having this meeting tonight to have a discussion with the Library Board of Trustees. If you guys want to come on forward a few years, or Hi, how are you this evening? I don't know if you're aware of it. A few weeks ago, we had a concern. We were talking about the appointing authority, and if it was the appointing authority or if the Library Board of Trustees were to be elected, and I was instructed by the board to contact Town Council and to have Town Council review everything and to determine exactly how it's supposed to go. So if it's all right, we'll turn it over to Attorney Corbo and she can...
Okay, I just thought I should introduce the board in case everybody doesn't know.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then, you can, that's John Lancy on the end.
Mm-hmm.
Next to him is Sandra Willer, Martha McGuire, Hazel Tabor, and I'm Priscilla Porter.
Right.
Okay, that's
okay.
all.
No, thank you. Wonderful. Thank you, and I apologize. Okay, Attorney Corbo?
Okay, this matter was originally referred to us with the inquiry as to whether the Library Board of Trustees should be an elected board or an appointed board. As a result, what I did is I reviewed the charter, I reviewed the town bylaws, I reviewed the library bylaws as well, and we came to the conclusion as a firm that the Board of Selectmen is the appointing authority for the Library Board of Trustees. And how we came to that conclusion, do you want me to give a detailed explanation?
Please.
Okay. The charter provides specifically that for all members of multi-member boards that are not provided an alternative means of appointment elsewhere in the charter, the Board of Selectmen makes those appointments. So what we then did was we looked at the rest of the provisions of the charter to determine if there were any other provisions in there that would apply to the appointment of the Library Board of Trustees. The only other provision that we saw was a provision in Section 2-5 regarding committees, which had to do with committees that are appointed for a legislative purpose, which would be a committee that is specifically appointed by town meeting, delegating some of its functions to that committee. And the Board of Trustees didn't seem to apply in that manner to that type of committee. So as a result, based upon the charter, it would fall to the Board of Selectmen. The inquiry as to whether it was an elected board, we decided that it would not be, because the charter is read consistent with the law, as we all know, and the law does provide that library board members should be elected. However, the charter itself lists the number in the titles of the boards that are elected in the town of Wareham, and the Library Board of Trustees is not one of them. So because the charter has a specific provision regarding elected officials, which does not include the Library Board of Trustees, it is our opinion that it would then fall to the appointment of the Board of Selectmen under, I believe it is, Article 3-1. Are there any questions that I could field, or is any further explanation necessary?
May I? I just, I have no problem, and we've talked about it. It doesn't matter to us who does the appointing. In the past, it was the appointing authority, and I did see some things going back to 1977 where that was the method accepted at that time, and it just continued. I mean, so it sort of falls in line with when the charter was written, but it was actually in place prior to it being passed by the state legislature.
Could I just ask for clarification? What appointing authority are you referring to? Because anyone, for example, the Board of Selectmen would be the appointing authority for certain positions.
Yeah, I consider the Board of Selectmen the Board of Selectmen. The appointing authority that I'm referring to is the town moderator, the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, and the chairman of the trustees. That's how it's been done since 1977.
So there would be a specific committee?
Yes, and,
Okay.
and there are different boards that fall under that combination, not necessarily the chairman of the trustees, but the moderator, the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, and the chairman of whatever committee. I mean, it's a split.
Well, those are the ones that are provided in two, I'm not sure which,
Well, actually, the library bylaws
well,
themselves name the appointing authority, and they name as the appointing authority the chairman of the library trustees, the moderator, and the chairman of the Board of Selectmen within their own bylaws. I think that's what your bylaws say.
Yes.
I think what council is saying is as I interpret it, is that process is defective, meaning that that process of appointment has never coincided with and never been has never been within the charter, and the charter is what, as I understand council's memorandum to us, the charter is what controls.
Yes,
And if
I
the-
understand that.
and as far as the appointing authority that you were talking about, in the charter, you're right, it's the Finance Committee, the Planning Board, the Capital Planning Committee, the Personnel Board, are the committees that are by that appointing authority.
The
So
only
that-
other section that might apply, since our method kind of, I won't say predates the charter, but was around that time when the town had the library started paying for the whole operating, and it became a department of the town. There's Article 8, Section 1.
Which article?
Article 8, Section 1, it says, "All general laws, special laws, town bylaws, votes, rules, and regulations of or pertaining to the town which are in force when this charter takes effect and which are not specifically or clear implication repealed hereby shall continue in full force and effect until amended, repealed, or rescinded by due course of law or expire by their own limitation."
Just
So
on,
I don't know if that
Sure.
might perhaps apply. I just, what you want to do from now on, it really, that's fine. Whatever practice you want, if you want to take over appointing, that's fine.
It's not a matter of us wanting to take over the appointment. It's a matter of us wanting to follow the charter. And the charter is fairly clear and specific. I don't know why the board has been appointed under a different methodology. At this point, it does seem to be a bit more important than just, well, I guess you guys can start appointing and we don't really care. The problem is none of your appointments, as far as I can see, are currently effective. None of you are trustees, as far as I can tell. If your appointments were not in accordance with the charter, which is which is our statutory authority here in this town, then it appears to me that